Plans to upgrade the deteriorating double-decker bridge along the Missouri River will redesignate I-229 from an interstate to a highway. The decision to reclassify the interstate has raised alarms about the loss of federal funding.
On MoDOT's interstate system, we get reimbursed from the federal government 90% of the project. So MoDOT's state dollars has to only put in 10%. Any other roads, like say Highway 36, which is not an interstate, it's an 80% match. So we have to put in 20%, then we get 80% from the feds. That's the only difference. It's not going to affect how we maintain the roadway at all. The fact that it's going to be de-designated is just a matter of just changing the shields and whatnot, and just that difference in cost. We're still going to maintain it as a expressway like 36. It's still going to be 4 lanes from 71 to Maryville down to downtown St. Joe. I'll go to 2 lanes, and then after 36, I'll go back to 4 lanes again, stay that way all the way down to where it meets 29 again.
The Federal Highway Administration, after nearly 7 years of deliberation, confirmed in its environmental impact study construction will have no significant impact on humans.
We're going to be having to put a roadbed down, but we are going to have to clear the 100-year floodplain, which means we'll have to bring about 10 feet of fill in or use retaining walls to get the roadbed up about 10 feet, maybe 15 feet higher, to ensure that it doesn't flood in the future, yes. As part of a highway project, we have to make sure that we do have environmental standards that we maintain, and we have ways to control sediment and water runoff for projects, and we have to have those. If we don't, we'll be non-compliant, and then we'd have some major issues to deal with.
The double-decker bridge has exceeded its expected lifespan of 40 years. The bridge would cost more to repair than to replace.
Bridges freeze faster than roadways do because they're elevated, they're on the ground. So because they freeze faster, they need more salt. Salt deteriorates bridges faster because it gets in the concrete, which eventually starts to freeze thaw, works its way down, gets into the rebar of the bridge, and then that freeze thaw starts popping. And for the proposal of the roadway, that initial concrete pavement, we try to shoot for about a 25 to 30 year lifespan on that, and then we do some maintenance to it, and then you had to resurface it, which is easier to maintain than a bridge.
MoDOT currently has money from a major bridge fund that will be allocated towards the new project. MoDOT and the city will work to find grants as the project develops.
MoDOT, all of our funding comes through the gas tax. So anytime we fuel up, a portion of that money, it goes to the state gas tax fund, and then there's also part of its federal gas tax funds. And we use the state money to leverage more federal dollars. So for every dollar that we put into a project, we get $5 from the federal government. So it's all taxpayer dollars. It's just how it's applied.
The proposed project is still in its early stages. Construction will begin in approximately 5 to 7 years. Replacing the bridge with a roadway will take at least 2 years and have an estimated cost of $61 to $77 million. For now, the project remains in the hands of MoDOT, who have committed to ensuring that environmental and community concerns are addressed as the work progresses.
From St. Joe Avenue going south, we'll come off the bluff. There'll be a bridge to go over the railroad tracks. It'll have a downward grade such that we'll get to the grade we need to hit to get above the floodplain, and then carry that elevation and the roadway all the way down to 36, and then go up over the tracks again to connect to the existing intersection there at 36. So yeah, the speed limit will be reduced as part of the new roadway. There may be a traffic signal and a little bit slower speeds, but as far as the overall traffic movements, I think everything should be roughly about the same.
For now, the project remains in the hands of MoDOT, who committed to ensuring that environmental and community concerns are addressed. Residents and city officials remain hopeful that further collaboration will ensure that the future of St. Joseph is both sustainable and safe.